Hi, I'm Darnell Cox with Living Lifestyle, and today we're talking about processed food and pesticides. If you saw the video that I did on real food with my best friend Gina, you know that I rarely venture in to the center of the supermarket. A woman's supposed to have no more than 6 teaspoons of sugar, and a man is not supposed to have more than 9. That's according to the Heart Association. But in one drink like this, you've almost had your full day of sugar, because that's where all of the processed food is. And although it's bad for you in one way, that it turns to sugar in your body, and you really want to get back to eating real food, it's hard to imagine the amount of chemicals and pesticides that go into some of our favorite products. So what you're really looking for is the organic seal right here, the USDA certified organic seal. And this means that 95 to 100% of the ingredients in this box are certified organic. Now, if the box says organic ingredients, which I don't really have one that says that, but if it says organic ingredients, that only has to be 70 to 95% organic ingredients. And if it's less than 70, you can actually put on the side of the box organic ingredients, but not on the front. So not only does certified organic mean that there's limited pesticides in this box, but also that there's no synthetic colors, no synthetic flavors, and no synthetic preservatives. And in addition, certified organic processed food has minimal environmental impact, which is important. So not only the ingredients used are good for you, but it's good for the environment. And if an ingredient, either the byproduct of the ingredient or the way that it's mined, is detrimental to the environment, it cannot be certified organic. Any synthetic ingredients that are added to this box need to be screened. So it's very highly regulated, whereas conventional packaging for processed food, the synthetic material in here does not have to be under any sort of government regulation. And I think that the consumer is falsely thinking that, oh, everything in this box the FDA has looked at and deemed it safe. And that's simply not true. The only person who needs to say it's safe is the manufacturer themselves. It's owned by a company called Monsanto's. And this company was early on in the artificial sweetener kind of market. And they've since branched out and they have bought a zillion other food companies. Everything from like Lay's potato chips, Kellogg's, so all of the cereals, General Mills, Betty Crocker, Aunt Jemima, Healthy Choice frozen dinners. Like the list just goes on and on and on. Now the scary part about this is it's the same company that manufactures pesticides that are sprayed on the crops. And unlike organic processed food, there's no regulating what's going in these boxes in terms of synthetic materials. The only thing that they're doing is they're questioning the manufacturer, is this safe or not? And the manufacturer is saying yes, and the products go on the market. So what we're eating and what we're putting in our bodies is so full of chemicals, sometimes 40 to 60 different synthetic chemicals in one box, full of GMOs, which is another video, which we'll get to like in the future. Don't get me started on GMOs. But for example, these Lay's potato chips, you can't just eat one, but in a recent study, they tested every single potato chip in this bag, and every potato chip tested positive for GMOs and weed killer. So you're literally eating weed killer. And there's not any label on here that's going to tell you that that's what's happening, but because this is non-organic, it's being deemed safe by the manufacturer. This is now full of glyphosate, which is a cancer-causing weed killer. Although food can be medicine, food can also be poison. And understanding what you're eating so that you can make informed choices about your health, that is a really good way to live young.